You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. And you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. Yeah, we will rise, we will rise, we will rise up. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up, like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Welcome to our 2018 graduation ceremony. Class of 2018, parents, faculty, students, alumni, board members, past board members, family and friends, and our special guest, Pamela Richards from Stacy Plaskett's office and Eduardo Carmona from Senator Blyden's office. Thank you for being here this evening. We have much to celebrate today. When one teaches, two learn. Teaching and learning thus becomes an exchange, not a one-way street from teacher to student. The act of exchange, the act of exchanging something, means that both of us, teachers, students, give and we get. In this incredible academic year, each person on island took turns being the teacher and the student. Age didn't necessarily play in, as at times it was our high school students, many whom are sitting here on the stage, who became the teachers of both the adults and our little ones. We were all faced with new challenges that none of us had experienced before in our lifetimes. At Gift Hill School, we have celebrated our commitment to experiential learning and compassionate community for years now. Mother Nature gave us the greatest possible opportunity / challenge to put those ideals to work this past September. In the field of education, our good friend Dr. Vitalik from Iowa State University describes it best. Experiential learning requires 4 parts. There's pre-teaching, experience, reflection, and transference of the skill to another setting. On September 6th, the first day of your senior year, a year that would be filled with meaningful academics, culinary, gardening, arts, and athletic events, a year of both excitement and anxiety preparing to take the next steps beyond high school, awaiting college acceptance letters, planning senior pranks and skip days, also became a year in which our houses, our beautiful parks, and our basic lives were scrambled almost beyond recognition. I invite each of you here today, our class of 2018, and all of the rest of us as their fans, to use a new lens to see this experience, not as a trauma, but as an example of true experiential learning. Part 1, pre-teaching. We thought we knew how to batten down the hatches to protect our structures and each other from the power of tropical storms and hurricanes. And what we learned was that the winds and the rain were bigger than we ever could have imagined. Not only once, but twice. Part 2, the experience itself. We learned that humans are incredibly capable when they must be. Waking up early on September 7th, each of you, class of 2018, you were jettisoned into adulthood, and you responded with such grace and resiliency. Asking for help and working together to begin again, Rashida, Jack, Zohar, Soleil, Tomas, and Ty, Tariq, and Michael, who are not here along with Lloyd today. I thank you for leading us and providing this model for our community. Each day as the sun rose, you embraced the burden, your expanded role to help your families and to help us at school with the younger children, to remain committed to your academics and to be the hope that we needed to end one day and start the next. Now parts 3 and 4, reflection and transference. In this particular learning experience, like many others, I believe each of us will continue to move back and forth between steps 3 and 4. In reflection, like many others, I personally have found this year to be one of the most challenging and also one of the most rewarding years in my entire life. The many miracle moments will live in my heart forever. Watching people come together in so many ways reassures us that humanity is so very capable, and I know you experience the same. May you carry with you the faith that we, as a community, can accomplish anything regardless of good times or tough times. And also in reflection, it has been a gift to watch our community members take turns supporting each other as the trauma of 2 hurricanes becomes something we each learn to live with, and as the moments of anxiety are replaced with hopes and dreams for Gifft Hill School and beautiful St. John. In transference, class of 2018, you as young adults have truly become leaders in many different ways. May you hold those experiences in your heart, knowing that you are strong, you are willing, and you are capable in any situation. May you hold in your hearts that every day you will be both a teacher and a student. It is in that exchange within yourself and between you and others that you will find the greatest happiness, the greatest joy, and the greatest fulfillment. It has been an honor and a privilege to share your high school years with you, and I have complete and total faith in each of you and the strengths that you bring to our community. Many blessings and congratulations to the Gifft Hill School class of 2018.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to recognize Tomas del Olmo, Massaquoi, and Zohar Sofer-Greer as our lifers at Gifft Hill School. A lifer is a graduate who has spent his or her entire academic career in one school. It is the greatest testimony for any independent school to have a family choose to enroll and keep their child in the same school for the entire duration of their childhood. Congratulations to Tomas, Ty, and Zohar, and their entire families. Each of them has spent 15 years as part of the Gifft Hill School family.
Students of American literature will recall that a crucible can be defined as a place or a situation in which concentrated forces interact to cause or influence change or development. High school, no matter the circumstances, is a crucible of sorts. And that has never been more true than this year. Intense forces, quite literally, caused each of us to grow in ways we never anticipated. And in each situation, we found reservoirs of strength and grace equal to the pressure we faced. If the year has been hard, it's also been empowering. Rashida Powell, our salutatorian for this year, lost her home, lost her dreams for a typical senior year, and like all of us, she lost some of her faith in the inherent stability and safety of her world. But as a result, she found out that home is not a structure. It's the people that you love. She found out that there is no such thing as typical. Your years are what you make of them. And she found out that while we may not be able to predict what will happen next, we can count on the inherent goodness of human beings and on our own ability to respond to whatever life brings with resilience, positivity, and compassion. Rashida, as salutatorian of the class of 2018, you are being honored tonight for your outstanding academic achievement, and you surely deserve that recognition. But as you move on, I think you'll find these lessons, born of the intense pressures of this unique year, will mean as much to you as anything we measured for a grade. In fact, I would argue that in the case of this year's salutatorian, the intense pressure she has faced resulted in the formation of a diamond. It is my very great privilege to present this year's salutatorian, Rashida Powell.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for attending my class graduation, or what is left of the class of 2018. I would first like to thank everyone that has contributed to my educational experience here at Gifft Hill. And I'd like to thank my parents for providing me with the best schooling possible, because without them, I wouldn't have been here, literally. I'd like to thank Mr. Jim for busting my brain and pushing me farther than I thought I could go, while adding fun experiments, demonstrations, and a replay flow bets, and they have all made me a better student and prepared me for a higher education. Miss Liz, who has been like a mother bird to our class for the past 7 years and has to put up with a lot, but has continued to be a supportive teacher that saw our potential and wanted us to be the best that we could be. The class of 2018 was also fortunate enough to have Miss Barbie, one of the coolest teachers ever, as an advisor, health, and PE teacher since 6th grade. She was somebody that we could count on to go to and talk to no matter what the situation was. She gave us helpful advice and guided us in the right direction. The great thing about Miss Mary is you always knew where she is just by her laugh, which could bring a smile to anyone's face and make you laugh as well, even if you didn't know what was funny. Her laugh isn't the only memorable thing about her. Her understanding and kind spirit made you excited to be part of her class every day. She always made otherwise boring facts about history fun and interesting. Thank you also to Mr. D for telling the corniest jokes during class. You created a special and unique bond with each of your students, which we will always remember. Although I only had Miss Veronica as a Spanish teacher for 1 year, it feels like forever because of all the generous hard work she's done in so many school activities and ensuring that every student gets the help they need, even when she's not their teacher. I've also only had Mr. Mark for a small amount of time, but he was also a friendly face that I look forward to seeing during a difficult year. Miss Rosemary has been my art teacher since elementary school. Even though she is a tiny woman, she holds one of the biggest hearts I know, and treats all of her students as her own kids. Miss Morton, you're the most straightforward person I've ever met in my entire life, and I love it. Your sternness and encouragement helped us to be more responsible and reliable students. Miss Ingrid and Miss Kristen have given me the opportunity to incorporate something I love into my daily school life, which is singing. They have strengthened my singing abilities and built up my confidence greatly, and that is a gift I will be forever grateful for. I would also like to acknowledge another very important part of the school that the students do not interact with every day, but that is a crucial part of keeping Gifft Hill School running. All of the staff in the office and the business office. I would like to thank you on behalf of everybody for all your hard work. Last but most definitely not least, thank you to our head of school, Dr. Laurie, for making the school work like a well-oiled machine and caring about all of your students' educations and well-being. You will be missed in the community, but we know that you will bless us wherever you go and whatever you do next with your creative ideas and enthusiasm for education. All of these amazing educators and people, as well as my family and friends, have gotten me to this point and made me the person and student I am today and will go off into college as. I'm forever in debt to you for your hard work, your selflessness, and for giving me the greatest high school, middle school, and 4th and 5th grade experience I could have possibly had. It's already known, but I will reiterate that Gifft Hill School is so special to me. Not only because it is where I grew up and had my childhood milestones, but because I've always felt supported, loved, safe, and challenged here. It's where I've met my closest friends. Speaking of friends, my class has had a unique bond that could look harsh on the outside to others, but at the end of the day, we knew that those were the people that would always be there for us. The majority of our class ended up finishing their schooling somewhere else, although I'm still glad to have several back today so we can celebrate together, but no matter what, we each were this year. We were all here every day in spirit. Every single person has an incredible talent or passion that they excel at, and I won't be surprised in the future when I see Tomas winning Grand Slams, Ty on the winning NBA team, Jack playing music for huge crowds, Zohar receiving awards for horticulture achievements, Soleil planning the most extravagant celebrity weddings, Lloyd winning the Grammy for Producer of the Year, Keegan modeling down the runway, and Michael coaching the winning football team, and Tyreek being an award-winning poet and artist. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors, but I know you won't need it because your gifts and hard work will push you to be the greatest there ever was. I'm so happy and proud to have been a part of your lives during this time, and I can't wait to see how far you're going to go and prosper. Congratulations to the class of 2018.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Miss Barbie. I am the athletic director, PE, and health teacher at the school. It's a tradition here at Gifft Hill to have the teachers stand and speak for each of our graduating seniors. But when I was asked to do so, I immediately, of course, said yes. However, I have had the honor of being the advisor for the boys since 9th grade and the advisor for the girls since they entered 6th grade. So these are all my kids. And I said, you know, I'd really like to do something for each and every one of them. So I wrote a little poem, and it's for each of the graduates that are here with us today, as well as those that the storm chased away. And this poem is called Ode to the Class of 2018 by Barbie Berry. I write this to the class of 2018. Having been your advisor for the last 7 years, there's so much that I have seen, some of which I should probably not tell, and other things in a book I could most likely sell. Let's start with Lloyd. Lloyd's into music and making a cool beat. His acting abilities would keep you on the edge of your seat. Lloyd, whether you end up in LA or New York City, I'm sure one day you will be sitting pretty. Keegan. Ever since I've known Keegan, he's had one thing on his mind, and that's to be a famous soccer player. Yes, one of a kind. But for right now, he stands in front of the camera lens, sending pics of his latest photo shoot to all of his friends. Michael. Michael in football. You couldn't keep them apart. Being involved in sports has always been in Michael's heart. Michael, you have a knack for coaching and becoming an athletic trainer. Well, that decision was obviously a no-brainer. How about Tyreek? Tyreek would come into my classroom and ask for a pen. He would write down his thoughts about now and then. A writer one day, you might still well be, writing about now and then and possibly even about you and me. Tomas. Tomas, when you were young, you might have been a little bit insecure. Of all your talents and abilities, you weren't always so sure. However, doing so well with school and tennis, of course, as your sport, you have grown to be a confident and poised young man on and off the court. Ty. Ty is an athlete and a playa, too, you might say. He is always up on the latest look and style of the day. In class, so inquisitive, wanting to know, is it this way or that? Keep up the good work, Ty, and one day you'll be wearing that NBA hat. Zohar. Zohar, we were all afraid that you were going to sleep right through. But oh no, Zohar, oh no, not you. This fall you are off to Warren Wilson College, where you will undoubtedly awaken and grow your agricultural knowledge. Jack. When I first met Jack, he had a ponytail down to his butt. That long, long hair, he just would not cut. His talents are many, including playing bass guitar, and he is thoughtful to others. Jack, you'll always be my rock star. And then there are my girls. Soleil. Soleil has a talent for cooking delicious food, and she could always brighten up my day, no matter what my mood. Since 6th grade, I have watched you giggle and smile. What a treat. And just like your yummy desserts, you've always been so sweet. And lastly, my girl Rashida. Rashida has this thing about wearing her shoes. By the end of the school day, one or both, she will inevitably lose. I've seen you grow from pigtails and hair clips into the beautiful woman that you are. And with that laugh and $1,000,000 smile, Rashida, I know you're going to go far. Now, you guys, please don't forget your old advisor. I've spent many years watching you grow and get a little bit wiser. It's hard for me to wave and say goodbye, but it's time now for each of you to take wing and fly. So, class of 2018, as you leave these GHS walls, continue to be there for each other in case someone falls. Because there ain't no hurricane that can ever take your bond of friendship away. And I, Miss Barbie, congratulate every one of you on this, your graduation day.
to deviate from the program for just 1 minute, if you'd be patient with me, because we have 2 adults who are graduating today before we get to the main event of the people who are graduating to become adults today. And I just wanted to take a second to say thank you and hand not a diploma, but perhaps a memory to each of them. And the first of those 2 has been here for 4 years, and you know who she is. She's been engaged with us in serious planning, and she always likes a good laugh. She has always been deeply reading in professional development and education, and she also offers us insight into that reading and that development. And so I want to say today, not for the last time, but one time, thank you so much, Dr. Laurie. Come and get me. Because we do have another adult who's been working in the same job for 10 years, and finally he gets to step down, not away, just to a different chair. He's been at the helm, and he's done all kinds of work for the Board of Trustees and for all of you. Sometimes you don't see the work, but he's done it anyway. He's done everything from raising money to bringing lunch to school for every day for about a month. So Miles, would you come up and Mr. Miles? Thank you, Miles. Okay.
Dr. Doan, the members of the Gift Hill School class of 2018 have met our requirements for graduation, and I ask you, as the representative of the Gift Hill School Board of Trustees, to bestow upon them their diplomas.
Accepting your recommendation on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am happy to confer the diplomas signifying the completion of the course of study through the 12th grade at Gift Hill School.
As is our custom, let us celebrate the accomplishments of each individual student as he or she comes forward to receive their diploma. Each graduate will be introduced by a GHS faculty and staff member. Mr. Jim, will you please start us off?
Good evening. You may have noticed there are 2 of us, because one of us doesn't speak too well right now. And I'd like to make sure that Tomas does appreciate, does understand, we do appreciate everything he's done here. So in order for clarity, I'd like my lovely wife here to read my speech. Sorry, Tomas, but
Good evening. That is Mr. Jim, and I am his wife, Mary. And although I can't speak in Mr. Jim's voice, and I want you to know I really made an effort, but I'm not a very good mimic. So these are Mr. Jim's words, Tomas, in my voice. So just try to think of Mr. Jim as I'm saying. Okay, once again, we are here to recognize the achievements of our outstanding students. I had the privilege of talking, Jim and I had the privilege of talking about Tomas Olmo. I have seen Tomas evolve from a somewhat insecure individual into a confident, inquisitive scholar athlete. Many mornings, the class will be subjected to the gentle banter between Tomas and Ty, as they would encourage each other to do their best. Actually, they sounded much like an old married couple that had finally realized that perhaps they had spent far too much time together. After a few words of encouragement from me and their classmates, they both settled down and became active participants in their education. Tomas was an excellent student tutor. He would go to the board and explain how he arrived at solution to various problems. His descriptions were clear and concise and greatly helped the others in understanding the material. Tomas excelled in both academics and athletics. He was a member of the National Honor Society and was always on the high honor roll, which is a GPA above 3.69. He was also student council president, and as president organized activities for the student body at Gifft Hill School. He's also extremely active in tennis. He's ranked number 1 in the USBI, number 7 in Hawaii and the territories, and has a USTA ranking of 154. He's a member of the USTA National Leadership Team, along with being a part of the USBI Junior Davis Cup team. Tomas is off to Siena College in Loudonville, New York, and he will continue both his academic and athletic career and has been accepted on Siena's tennis team. Yay! Siena College is an NCAA Division I institution. Good luck, Tomas, in both your academic and athletic career.
No, Lord, thank you so much.
So our next speaker is Miss Mary.
This is me. And I don't have to introduce myself. So I teach English and history to grades 7 through 12, and English grades 9 and 10. And tonight we are here to celebrate our graduates, and I'm going to be talking about Soleil. Soleil's name in French is sun. And Soleil, I want to welcome you back to Gifft Hill School from your sojourn with a little tune from the Beatles. And I promise I'm not singing. Okay, I got kicked out of choir, I'm just telling you. Okay, so the words go, here comes the sun, here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right, little darling. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter, little darling, and it feels like years since you've been here. And we're so happy to have you back with us now. We missed you this past year with your sunny personality. Your parents picked the right name for you because it captures your effervescent personality. I can remember hearing all kinds of sounds after school from Miss Barbie's classroom. And there would be you and Rashida moving desks around and singing and dancing and laughing. You have a good laugh, and you guys would cheer me up at the end of the day with your antics. And somehow, you guys always managed to get your work done, but somehow I don't ever think it was in Miss Barbie's room after school. Your laugh and sense of humor is invigorating, and we all knew you had arrived back on campus the other day when we could hear Rashida's laugh bouncing off the walls of the upper campus. Soleil, you've had quite the illustrious volleyball career. Contrary to your nickname Crash from Mr. D, you have demonstrated your athletic prowess playing volleyball. All through middle school, you played JV and won all sorts of trophies for team spirit, best spirit. As captain of the team in 2013, you received an award for MVP. In varsity volleyball, you also received an award for most improved. Your team spirit, and dare I say it, your sunny personality, helped bring the team together and forge the bond that is the essence of team sports. This past year, you have passed on your skills and knowledge by teaching young students in Georgia how to swim. Your nurturing spirit and love for younger students knows no bounds. In addition to your athletic skills, you also took your studies seriously. You maintained your honor roll GPA and were inducted into the National Honor Society at the end of 10th grade. You were elected Vice President of NHS at the end of last year. Your sense of responsibility and dedication are unmatched. So much so that even in the yearbook, you were considered most reliable. That dependability and your awesome organization skills are really what made National Honor Society's commemoration of the Virgin Islands 100th centennial last year a success. Between making jewelry, setting up, and all the organizing that goes into an evening that feeds and provides entertainment for over 70 people, you stepped up to the challenge. Thank you. I know that a number of younger GHS students remember and missed you this year. You were a much sought-after babysitter. You have a natural ability to nurture younger children. And if that wasn't obvious before your school trip to visit Massaquoi, our sister school in Uganda, it certainly was after that trip. Soleil, already you've had so many incredible experiences, from your sailing venture on the Roseway, to exploring Uganda, and to becoming a refugee due to Maria and Irma this year. You are well poised to begin your next journey at university. The good news is that your culinary prowess means that you and your friends and roommates will not go hungry. Chef Soleil, you have demonstrated in a myriad of ways that you are up to the future challenges you will face. Your sunny disposition, love of life, and great sense of humor will hold you in good stead wherever and whatever you do. We wish you all the best as you continue your adventure next year at the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Next up, we have Mr. Dennison Blackett.
Good evening, everyone. Excuse me a second. Mr. Jack Jones. Intelligence, innovation, commitment. In music, dynamics are the expressions of loud and quiet, longs and shorts. Check this definition out, though. A force that stimulates change or progress within a system or process. You are that force, Jack. With intelligence, innovation, commitment, and a little bit of that fun, cool spirit that you have, you made yourself an excellent student and a great thinker. Our lessons inspired me to pick up drum set again, to research great bass players, to learn lighting systems for stage, so I can teach more students just like you. You know, our first conversation that we had, that I felt like I was back at Berkeley, Jack and I were totally geeking out, like Berkeley students do, talking about gear and technology and microphones. I felt like I was in Berkeley, I was St. John again. It was that man we had a conversation about. It was my first glimpse as to how diversely talented you are, Jack. Electric bass, singing, acting, rapping, composing music, sound, light, and electrical engineering. Soccer, I learned 2 days ago, archery, are all talents of yours. It's really cool. Intelligence, though, is the ability to apply knowledge. In a world where one skill set is not enough to complete high demands for professions and business, in a world where one skill set is not enough to complete high demands, professions and business solutions of the future, we have to constantly look for our knowledge to apply, for new knowledge to apply. Here's where you shine. I've seen you gather information from families, teachers, friends, and personal research, then apply and create solutions. My two favorite examples are the solar-powered drone as a science project, and then there was a day we were troubleshooting sound equipment in the back. I walked in and asked you to help me take a mixing board apart. I walked out knowing I could trust your knowledge and love of gear, attention to detail, and curious nature. By the way, I knew then that there would will not likely be another student that I could trust to take my gear apart very soon. Innovation is a new method or idea. Jack continued to innovate, continue to ask what's next, excuse me, and then answer the question, even if you can't Google it. Maybe especially if you can't Google it. The mind can solve problems with intelligence using a new method or idea the mind that can solve problems with intelligence using a new method or idea is exactly why the world needs artists who are technically savvy. And they need it now more than ever. Solution-based thinking is an important asset you will refine for the rest of your life. Finally, Jack, stay committed to your vision and passions. There are countless times that I needed your specific set of skills, and you were just there. Thank you. It is the most important part of being an intelligent innovator. You have to be where you are needed, wherever the new ideas are incubating, wherever your expertise is an asset, wherever you can be challenged to be your best self, wherever you have a specialty that's a gift to others. Be there. Seek those opportunities. They exist all over the world. You bring to a table a dynamic and diverse set of talents, and I'm excited to see what your future holds, and I sincerely wish you the best. Next speaker is going to be Miss Merle Morton.
Speaking of Massaquoi, he began his formal education and academic life as a preschooler, as you heard earlier, at Gifft School. 10 years ago, I became acquainted with him as a third grader. He was rocking it out of the ball field, both academically and athletically. While there was and still no outward show of flamboyance, it was clear to me, even way back then, that Ty was going to be no easy walkover. True to my expectations, Ty has grown up to be a young man of grace and excellence. Still slim-bodied, very approachable with a charming smile. As an athlete, Ty excelled in elementary flag football when his team placed second in the elementary flag football league. It was in one of such games in 2012 that Ty broke his hand, but that did not discourage him from playing JV, flag football, and basketball the following year. Guess what? He became MVP in 2013-2014. Ty was a team leader in basketball. 2015, he was MVP for the varsity volleyball. In 2016, he placed third. His team placed third in the league. In 2017, he was captain and MVP varsity basketball. His team placed second in the league. Ty's fierce competitiveness extended beyond athletics, reaching deep into academics as well. From third grade until he was no longer allowed to compete because of age, he was the school's spelling bee champion. This made him a repeating representative to the District B, which comprised of St. Thomas and St. John schools. He went as far as to represent the district at the Territorial B in St. Croix. In academics, he has been a consistent A student. Never happy or satisfied with a B, he always pushed himself forward to regain and maintain an A. Despite Ty's calm outward demeanor, Ty has a knack for outrageously silly things. In fact, Ty was sent to remain in school every afternoon to complete homework in order to spend the remainder of the afternoon watching a show called Ridiculousness. Now that Ty has completed his high school education on a very high note, he's off to Valencia College in Orlando, Florida, where he will determine what aspect of technology he will pursue. Congrats, Ty. We'll hear from Miss Barbie again.
Good afternoon again. I am still Miss Barbie. I have been asked to speak about Rashida Powell. I met Rashida in the fall of 2011 when she started 6th grade. I don't remember if she was barefoot then or not. She was so cute. Her mom would always do up her hair in the cutest little adorable pigtails. And I was asked to be the advisor in homeroom for a group of girls at that time. There was Caitlin, Sydney, Stephanie, Vela, Soleil, and Rashida. And we would do some pretty silly things in homeroom. The girls would make human pyramids. They would fix each other's hair. They laughed a lot, stuff like that. When Rashida was young at that point, she decided to become a cheerleader. And in her first year of cheerleading, she received the trophy for the most dedicated cheerleader. Rashida never missed a single practice. Her coach said, and I quote, "Rashida would always voice her opinions and suggestions, and at any time you would ask her to help with something, the answer was always yes." Rashida was also on the basketball team and the volleyball team. And I'm pretty sure she had her sneakers on when she was playing basketball. Anyway, those wonderful qualities of commitment, responsibility, and helpfulness have remained and continue to be shown on a daily basis by Rashida. She stuck with cheerleading and volleyball, and in 2016 she received the Most Improved Player trophy for varsity girls volleyball. In that same year, she was given the MVP, Most Valuable Player Award for cheerleading. Her commitment to the teams never wavered. Rashida is multi-talented. She has a beautiful voice, and she sings with the one-voice choir. She's done several performances for our school, and she's also written some of her own songs. Rashida has volunteered for numerous community activities. And although she has not been officially on the National Honor Society, Miss Mary says that she is an honorary member because she volunteers to help out at every event. Rashida is also part of the student leadership group this year. Having been born on March 31st, Rashida is an Aries. Aries are warm and enthusiastic by nature, but at times can be stubborn and argumentative. Not our Rashida. Have I mentioned the whole shoe thing? Anyway, Rashida's level of enthusiasm and responsibility has been shown in various ways. For one, she has a part-time job at Scoops. She helps out at Nature's Nook. She helps to take care of her younger family members. She manages to do all of her schoolwork and keep her grades up so that she could become salutatorian. Rashida is a very loving and kind individual. Her dedication and commitment to school and herself has paid off. Rashida got accepted into 5 universities. She was accepted at Nova, Kaiser, Flagler, Barry, and the University of the Virgin Islands, which she will be attending this fall. I congratulate you, Rashida Powell. And our next speaker is Mr. Christopher Dunlap, Mr. D.
Good evening. I'm here to speak for Zohar, Sofer-Greer. And I first met Zohar, actually almost all of these guys, in 6th grade class in science, way in the back of the building in the corner. You guys remember that building? Little classroom? Yeah, me too. It was great. And I think it was your first day on the upper school campus, and it was my very first day teaching at Gifft School. So I kind of have a little bit of a connection with these guys. 6th grade science is known as earth science. It covers concepts ranging from rock cycle to formation of the solar system, which is kind of like a wide range of topics. It covers a rather large scope. Which is ideal for middle school science, as students can get a feel for what aspects of the subject interest them, and teachers get a feel for what aspects of science engages them. It was clear from the first day that Zohar has an interest and an aptitude for the scientific world. He was immediately curious and began asking the question that became a common refrain throughout his middle school years. When can we do another experiment? We'd be going over the previous night's assignment, right in the middle of a discussion, maybe the distinction between igneous and metamorphic rock. Zohar would say, when can we do another experiment? Threw me off my game a little bit, but I got used to it. It didn't take long for me to put together that Zohar responded best to a hands-on approach to learning, which was great. Who doesn't love hands-on science? Who doesn't love science experiments, right? It was also clear that he had a great passion for learning about the ways of the natural world and for science in general. The biggest problem at the time was that most of the other aspects of school were not exactly his thing. Writing papers, not his thing. Taking notes, not his thing. Taking tests, not his thing. Getting up early for school, definitely not his thing. As a result of this, how do we say, lack of enthusiasm for the process that is middle school, we spent many hours in teacher meetings that could have been titled, how are we going to reach Zohar? Or perhaps, what are we going to do about Zohar? This is probably an appropriate time to shout out Zohar's mom, Shira, who was with us through all of those meetings, right? Like, how many hours did we spend, Shira? Many hours. We knew we were investing our time wisely. We knew it was going to pay off in the long run, right? But we still struggled through meetings about why it's not okay to squeeze orange juice on Rashida's hair. Why it's not okay to sleep through Mr. Rich's class. Right? Shira was always there, supporting all parties involved as we charted a path through the middle school years. By the time he reached high school, we had all come to a consensus about what works best for Zohar in his education. As a result of those efforts, Zohar has a unique understanding of who he is as a learner, as well as what works best for him in school. He is an incredibly talented, independent thinker with an intuitive knowledge of the natural world. When you get Zohar outside of the classroom and into the real world, he consistently amazes with his wealth of knowledge and his passion for science. Be it biology, forestry, agronomy, doesn't matter. Zohar is knowledgeable, and he surprises me all the time. I was just telling this story the other day, that we were on a trip to St. Croix a couple of weeks ago, and as we drove around the island, toured various farms. He was constantly teaching me new things about plants, trees, growing techniques. I learned a ton from him that weekend. I'm his science teacher. I learned a ton from you that weekend. It was really cool, Zohar. It was really cool. I know I speak for all the faculty here at GHS when I say how incredibly proud I am of what you have accomplished with regard to your education and your personal growth here at this school. A full ride scholarship to Warren Wilson College in Asheville, North Carolina. I can't wait for you to come back and visit over the years, man. I can't imagine what we'll learn from you next. Yay, Zohar. Now the conferring of diplomas by Mrs. Ruth Doan.
Beautiful. Graduates, please rise. Yes, you can keep looking at your diplomas, but please rise. By the power vested in me by Gifft Hill School's Board of Trustees, it is my duty and my honor to pronounce you, members of the class of 2018, graduates of Gifft Hill School. You may now turn your tassels. Congratulations.
Go, lad. So what you say, what you say, what you say? Sexy girl, when you come my way. What you do, what you do, what you do? I must get through. Girl, roll up your waist. Oh yeah, Virgin Islands, nice, so nice. Sure. I'm so proud to be from the VI, a place of history like the African side, yeah. St. Thomas and St. John and St. Croix. Nothing can come between us but the waters that divide, yeah. Even though we're just a few square miles, I travel around the world with Virgin Island pride, yeah. A lot of people still going through strife, and still we live a joyful life. That's why the place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas, nice, so nice, so nice. St. Croix full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. teachers never raise no fool. Mama send me school. Hey. When it's difficult, we still a push through. No matter what the blessings of we continue. We are a people of great value. That's why we stick together like tamarind stew. Hey, remember Queen Mary, we make the fire burn, and Edward Blyden with the Africa vision. Remember St. John with the slave rebellion. General Butler say emancipation. That's why the place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, we got so much to prove, yet so much to lose. Hey, Virgin Island teachers never raise no fool. Mama send me school. Yeah. St. Cry produce the band Midnight, and them the kind of roots make the fire ignite, yo. Julian Jackson was a champion in the ring, and now him 3 son them a do the same thing, yeah. Tim Duncan come from the VI, one of the greatest, and the world can see why, yeah. If you ever ask me where I'm from, born in a Virgin Island, and the whole place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. The Virgin Islands nice, so nice, so nice. Rock City sweet and nice, so nice, so nice. Twin City full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. Love City a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, I'm so proud to be from the VI, a place of history like the African side, yeah. St. Thomas and St. John and St. Cry.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Long before a boat anchored the harbor, long before steel drums filled the breeze, God lifted these islands from the ocean, and they stood strong for centuries. So it's fitting they were named after men with golden halos, 'cause angels don't give in just 'cause a little wind blows. We say we can when they say we can't. See what it is when they see what it ain't. With blood, sweat, and tears and a new coat of paint, we're just a sinner's choir, singing a song for the saints. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Farmer in the field of sugar cane, for the drunkard in his hammock drying out after the rain, for the teacher in the classroom, kid kicking cans in the street, for the captain and his barmaid praying down on bended knee. We say we can when they say we can't. See what it is when they see what it ain't. With blood, sweat, and tears and a new coat of paint, we're just a sinner's choir, singing a song for the saints. Whoa, 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 whoa. This brokenness will heal, this weakness will be strong. Let's lift our voice together as the saints go marching on. We say we can when they say we can't. See what it is when they see what it ain't. With blood, sweat, and tears and a new coat of paint, we're just a sinner's choir, singing a song for them. We say we can when they say we can't. See what it is when they see what it ain't. With blood, sweat, and tears and a new coat of paint, we're just a sinner's choir, singing a song